Let's start off with the icy conditions from Grand Thumb's handgun ice test. Exposed hammer-fired guns let water inside, which freezes and prevents firing. Striker-fired handguns work well. Grip safeties freeze up. Trigger blade safeties freeze up, which is why the SIG M18 and M&P 2.0 worked. The Glock didn't work. Revolvers freeze up completely and become not only useless, but dangerous as well. Next, mud and sand. Mud and sand tests are fairly prone to giving inconsistent and unrepeatable results. Handguns are generally unreliable when covered with mud. If you get two handguns muddy, for the most part, it seems that the mud determines the handgun's reliability more than the types of handguns you have. However, we can use the best data we have, which is the 1984 Army handgun testing. For the mud part, it seems like there is not an enormous amount of difference between them. But for the sand/dust part, it seems very clear that the SIG P226 did noticeably worse than the others. Obviously, hammer-fired guns let in mud and sand just like they do with ice. They do have the advantage of more force hitting the primer. The advantage is of no use if the hammer can't hit the primer because of debris, however. Meanwhile, striker-fired handguns have less parts, no exposed hammer to snag on, and less vulnerability to sand/mud. I do feel the need to mention the fact that revolvers can very easily get ice or mud in the cylinders and become catastrophically dangerous, as well as that debris can cause timing issues, which is also dangerous. Finally, from American Handgunner, May/June 1983, Army handgun testing showed that shooters were far more accurate with 9mm pistols compared to 38 special revolvers. 9mm were somewhat more accurate than 45 caliber 1911s. Also, repairing/rebuilding a revolver requires a gunsmith and is much harder to repair and rebuild than a semi-auto.